Thank you everybody for joining us today as we talk about a really important and timely topic, not just in the city of Albuquerque, but really nationwide. And it's the topic of bullying. Today I've got some special people with me. I've got Mari Michelle and I've got MANUEL MARQUEZ from the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council. And we've got Chris Schueler here, who's one of our great documentarians in the city of Albuquerque. Chris and I have worked together on the issue of opioid addictions, and he's done some great work on DWI, and some of the things he's done in the community have been tremendous from an educational and advocacy standpoint. And of course, the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council is a group that we put together several years ago, first of its kind in the city of Albuquerque to do what I needed, and that's have a youth advisory council with a key on advice. And we get these youngsters from all over the city of Albuquerque. They apply. It's a competitive process, and once they're on the Youth Advisory Council, we really put them to work, and they've done some wonderful. They're doing some wonderful work with literacy. They've already done some wonderful work on opioid addictions in the past youth councils, and now they're working on this important topic. And the word bullying has become a watchword nationally for hurtful behavior that has led to horrific consequences, unfortunately including suicide. And it often hits close to home, as we experienced recently with the passing of Carlos Vigil. And that particularly hit close because my son was involved in student government with Mr. Vigil, and he knew who he was, and they had worked together in Santa Fe when all the students come together each year. And that's a pretty tough discussion to have with your son about the effects of bullying and some of the tragic consequences, and it hits very close to home. And we know that bullying can be motivated by actual or perceived characteristics such as race and color, or religion, or ancestry, or national origin, gender, sexual orientation or identity, or any kind of disability. And as we continue to see news stories related to the issue in school districts across the state and around the country hear outcries from parents and students, the definition and ways to deal with the issues are becoming more and more important every day. That's why the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council decided to address this issue of bullying months and months ago, much like the group did last year with opioid addictions. Education. Education seems to be the key word with both opioids and with bullying. Bullying has become a catch-all phrase for any kind of mean or nasty thing that anybody does. So how do we classify bullying? There are really three key factors in bullying. First is power and control, because it's an imbalance of power. The second is that it is repeated over and over again. And the third piece is that it has to have the intent to harm. And as we talk about bullying, I think one of the things, the school year is kicking off now, and it's important that we be reminded about how widespread bullying is in our schools. And I'm going to give you some stats in just a minute. But it's different. You know, I'm 50 years old. If you think back on what bullying looked like when I was in junior high or high school or even elementary school, I didn't have, where's my iPhone? I didn't have my iPhone. I didn't have a way that I could be contacted 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and get bullied constantly. These kids have nowhere to go and nowhere to hide. I mean, with electronics the way they are, electronic communications, it's not the same thing. It's as bad, but I think it may be worse now because of some of the situations these kids find themselves in. So here's some statistics. 3 in 10 school students, 31% in New Mexico, say that they've been bullied on school property. Almost 2 in 10 high school students say that they have been bullied on school property. And almost 2 in 10 high school student girls and almost 1 in 10 high school boys say that they have been electronically bullied. What's important to take away today and appreciate from seeing this documentary is that we play a key role in the bullying culture if we don't do something about it. Primarily, the importance of how effective bystanders can be in putting an end to bullying's destructive behavior. The documentary will address recommended solutions. So let's take a quick look from the documentary that will be premiering on Friday night.
I had people tell me to go kill myself and that I was a freak. I had people tell me that I didn't belong anywhere. They would throw food at me. They'd just throw things at me. don't remember a time where I haven't been bullied since I was in elementary school all the way up through high school. This is my senior year. A lot of it was because I moved around a lot, so I was the new kid. But then a lot of it was also because I like to read. So I think they target the weak kids, or who they perceive to be weak.
Bullying has become the catch-all phrase for any kind of mean thing or nasty thing that anybody does. There's really three key factors in bullying. The first is power and control, who has the most power, because it's always an imbalance of power. The second is that there's repeated over time. And the other piece is that there has to be intent to harm.
What is bullying?
Don't use the word bully. Use someone acting aggressively.
Bullying is a behavior.
Someone acting aggressively.
The aggressor.
Targeting one person several times.
More than one time.
On purpose. Physically or verbally hurting somebody on purpose.
I just think people should really examine themselves before they start to pick on other people. Take a look at what your reasoning is behind this. I mean, there really is no excuse. It doesn't matter what's going on at home for you, the bully. It doesn't matter that you've been through something. It's not okay to go out there and victimize other people because you're hurt in some way. It's not okay. It will never be okay to bully someone.
It can hurt.
Bullying can hurt.
Hurt. Badly.
Badly.
Friday night, starting at 6 o'clock at the KIMO Theater, we'll be bringing together students from throughout the Albuquerque area and hopefully from throughout the state. We'll have a reception from 6 to 7 o'clock that will include some flash scenes of bullying. And then we will ask the bystanders who are ready for the show to see what they would do. And then we'll train them how to actually behave in that situation. Then at 7 o'clock, we'll go into the theater. We'll have a couple talks, and then we'll actually see the bullying show as a premiere, as a world premiere. At 8 o'clock, right after the showing, we're going to be doing a march and a rally downtown that will be anti-bullying, and students from all over the city will be involved in that as well. So it should be a very eventful, fun, and educational experience for everybody. Thank you so much, Mayor.
Chris, thanks a lot. And I'll be there as well. So please join us and tell your friends and family about this. This is, the whole opportunity I think we have here is to come together as a community and stop this practice of bullying. And we're going to have to do it with students. We're going to have to do it with parents. We're going to have to do it with teachers, administrators. It really takes all of us. So we invite everybody down on Friday night. Next, I want to have MARQUEZ come up. He's a member of the Mayor's Youth Advisory Committee, and I would like Manuel to make some comments as well.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, as the Mayor said, and Mr. Chris Schueler, bullying is a big problem, not only here in the state or the district. It's something that we're starting to see nationwide. And regardless of the reason, regardless of the cause of why it might be that the bully is bullying someone or why the victim is being bullied, one thing is very clear, and as the Mayor and Chris Schueler stated, it's the responsibility of the bystanders to intervene and to say something. The best way to prevent it is to actually try and prevent it, to make an effort to as a bystander, to try and say something, to intervene. And as Chris Schueler said, on the actual premiere, we're going to have several examples of how intervening and how, as a bystander, you could actually get involved and prevent a situation from happening, and to hopefully stop it from recurring in the future. So make sure you check it out on Friday. It's going to be great. We're going to have a great time. There's going to be an after party after the reception, hosted by the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council. So make sure you check it out. It's also on Facebook, Twitter, for you who are on social medias. You can find information there. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Manuel. Thank you. Mari, thank you so much as well. So we invite everybody out on Friday night. We can do better than we're doing, and we should as a community. So let's rally around this important cause as kids get back to school, and let's make their lives better as well.